is Zara Bronwyn Davis, and this is my show Narrative Threads. The show is opening on September 3rd, and we'll have an opening reception from 6 to 9 p.m., and the show will run until September 25th. I began pretty early on. I've been drawing and painting for most of my life. I really got into ceramics in high school and just never really stopped and tried to meld all of my interests into one thing. I tend to begin with the overall sort of idea of the shapes I want to create. So the overall shape of the form, and then I will add and sort of change my ideas of what the imagery and the individual details of the piece are going to be as I go along, depending on how the process goes. So Narrative Threads is all about essentially the things that I have found comforting during the continuation of COVID. So this is the second show I've done in COVID, and I've really been drawn to the connection point between mythology, story, history, and I've been thinking about those a lot. They're things that I find myself coming back to a lot in my work, and I just want to build on that idea. I took a printmaking class a while ago that I really enjoyed having just the freedom to do more two-dimensional work again, and so I've sort of incorporated that back into what I'm doing right now. I've just amped up the level of 2D that I've included in this particular body of work. I think it's really interesting that we use clothing to not only cover ourselves, but that it can be used to express certain emotions, personality, all sorts of things. But we also see a lot of nudes, especially female nudes, in art history and in just like the general sort of artistic mythos we've created. And there's some really interesting connotations with that, and I think the sort of intersection between the nude body and clothing and what clothing represents is really interesting. I think I'd like them to get a sense of something old, something with some gravity, something slightly out of time and otherworldly. I want it to be sort of a pocket of, I guess, rest from everything that's going on, and sort of a escape, a way to like return to old ideas or stories and like the things that comforted you when you were a child, listening to fairy tales, that sort of thing. Just have that sort of feeling that you get when you're listening to a really good story.